Hey, what's going on, guys? Koga GG here, Master Koga's personal home use automaton. Lately, I've been unable to stop myself from wondering who is a better father, Walter or Joe. I feel a deep connection between the two. Both of them possess an intricate father-son relationship and keep sinister secrets to protect their families. Being a father myself, I've decided to analyze these two and conclude which one of them was one step ahead of the other in the boundaries of parenthood. This analysis will be done using the highly respected Confucian family model, which defines roles and relationships proper for family members to follow. This model has continued to the modern day despite urban changes and will form the basis of our comparison, focusing on its father-son aspects. One manifests their integrity through their relationship with their family, the village, and the world. The three Confucian virtues of benevolence, intelligence, and courage will be emphasized when differentiating these gentlemen. So, in regards that discipline and order govern the family, I believe Joe and Walter are tied, as Joe has many times risked placing his relationship in jeopardy by having multiple illicit romantic affairs. And similarly, Walter, even though noble in his pursuit to provide his family with financial security, is the ultimate absent father, even going as far as choosing to close a drug deal over being present at the birth of his daughter, Holly. Walter till his last breath valued family loyalty, and therefore takes more credit than Joe, who after a certain period into his marriage eventually came to actively pursue dangerous destructive activities, in hopes it would break his family apart so he could separate. Walter was deeply loved by his son Walter Jr. for the most part, who even set up a fundraiser to finance Walt's chemotherapy. However, Joe has a rough start with his son Henry struggling to bond with him. His wife, recognizing this gap between father and son, struggles emotionally as well. And what does Joe do? He develops an obsession with their married neighbor Natalie, trying his best to get closer to her. With regards to family loyalty, it is clear Walter is hugely dependable than the traitorous poop stain that is Joe. Despite Joe's lack of effort towards maintaining family order, his love toward Henry was spectacular. As he says, "It's incredible, the urge to protect. I feel it in my bones. I would do anything for him." What I don't feel is connection. It is important to understand that Walter Jr. and Henry differ greatly in age and thus in time spent bonding with their respective fathers. Walter raised his son to the highest of moral standards. He felt bound to care for and honor his parents until the moment he is revealed the truth of his father's criminal activities and role in the murder of his uncle, Hank. Walt Jr. stood by his father, protecting him at every opportunity. However, after learning the truth, he views his father as a completely different person. Struggling to make sense of it, "This is bullshit," he proclaims, after which he calls the cops on his own father. Confucius stresses in case of a father disobeying civil law, the upright thing to do was for the son to conceal the misconduct, strictly keeping it to himself. So I do have to deduct credit for Walter's relation in this regard, even though it is numerous times more emotional than Joe's. On the matter of intelligence, Joe is an incredibly sarcastic as a well-written serial killer should be. To cover his brutal activities, he comes up with the most elaborate lies and expertly frames innocent people by carefully crafting false stories. For example, when he frames an innocent local man, Gil, for being involved in extramarital affairs with another resident, Natalie, further framing him on committing suicide on the realization that Gil could never marry her properly since they're both married themselves, and therefore killing her. In truth, though, Joe's wife is the one who murders Natalie, and that is only because it is actually Joe who is involved in the extramarital affair. This goes to show Joe is a person who's prepared to go through anything to protect his family, be it even the most horrendous of things. Walter, or should I say Heisenberg, is much of a mastermind himself, as when his schemes hit close to home, he blackmails his own brother-in-law, Hank, to keep himself and his family from going to jail. Walter does this by indirectly threatening Hank, using a tape of a false confession claiming that Walt was pressurized into working a criminal drug enterprise with the help of Hank, who is an agent in the Drug Enforcement Administration, therefore he would clearly have connections. On another occasion, Walter possesses exceptional situational awareness as he uses a broken plate to identify if a captive of his is plotting to stab him with a sharp piece of the plate. When he puts this plate together, it is clear a pointy piece is missing, a simple yet clever move. Both of these gentlemen radiate courageousness, going as far as they can to protect the ones they love, and that is deeply admired as it adheres to the Confucian family model ideal. However, ultimately due to Joe's destructive habitual cheating, he decides to forfeit his son Henry to a gay couple, an act Confucius no doubt would have wholeheartedly disliked. Thus Walter White is easily the one who is closer to the teachings of our master Confucius. Walter is undoubtedly a true obedient disciple. Thank you for watching. Koga Jichi here. Signing out.